I was just calling to see if there's any way you guys could send an officer to go check in on him.
The former singer and teen heartthrob struggled with addiction and other issues over the years. The cause, though, of his death has yet to be determined.
Aaron Carter has died at the age of 34. His body was found in the bathtub with the jets still running. Police believe that Aaron got high before eventually drowning in the tub. When the housekeeper found his body, he had already started decomposing, and the water was a murky yellow color. Aaron Carter's story needs to be told. He was forced into child stardom all alone. His parents prioritized his fame over his happiness. So let's get into it. Unfortunately, Aaron Carter has passed away, but what's even more unfortunate is that we saw this coming. Cops have found a bunch of compressed air canisters at his home where he passed away, and it seems like he was abusing these. So Aaron Carter has been addicted to drugs for a very long time, but it seems like this air canister situation is relatively new, and it doesn't seem like he has a support system because he has lost multiple immediate family members to various causes, and it seems like every time he loses someone, his addiction gets worse.
The former singer and teen heartthrob struggled with addiction and other issues over the years. The cause, though, of his death has yet to be determined.
Addiction is a tricky subject, but I believe that Aaron clearly went through some traumatizing experiences which led him to this point.
I go on my Twitter and I see people saying, "You look like you have AIDS, you should go die." I don't understand how I dedicated 22 years of my life to my fans, and now they turn on me.
Do you regret ever getting involved in...
I didn't have a choice.
Aaron's mother forced him into child stardom. It's not something he was necessarily looking for, but his mom was hungry for her sons to be big stars, which led to him experiencing a bunch of horrible moments in the industry.
It got bad when I was about 15 years old, because when I did MTV Cribs, the day that I had to go show off that house, my mom and my dad told me, "We're getting a divorce, but you still have to go do this." I had to go show off all the stuff my whole life that was going to be taken away from me.
This shows you guys that having everything you could ever want doesn't really make you happy. I mean, having a loving home and a happy life with a support system is priceless. An insider told the press that Aaron never really dealt with a lot of the trauma that he had. Aaron's older sister, Leslie, died of an overdose at the age of 25. His father, Robert, also died at 65 due to a heart attack. The insider says that he was really torn up when Leslie died, but it was his father, Bob's death, that really threw him. The same source claims that Aaron had a dysfunctional relationship with both his parents, but something about losing his dad really ruined him. That's when I saw him start to spiral. He had gotten in trouble before, but he went from a partier to something a lot more dark then. It was like he gave up. And it does seem like Aaron has given up, because using these compressed air canisters as a drug to get high is just so damaging. It's like each one of these puffs just kill a bunch of brain cells in your mind, and you don't feel great after. You get like a 30-second high and then you've got to do it again. Aaron Carter was clearly struggling with an addiction to huffing compressed air, and investigators found evidence of that at the site. There were multiple cans of compressed air in Aaron's bathroom and bedroom, as well as prescription pills. Aaron had passed away in his bathtub, and it seems like he drowned because he was using some drugs and it overcame his body and he ended up going in the water. And what's really scary is that we saw this coming with his Instagram lives. Here's one where it shows him huffing on one of those air canisters.
Strange powder chicken.
And there are more moments like these where he has a pill in his mouth. God knows what that pill could be, but he's like showing it off on social media that he's getting high off of it. Here's a really scary video because he was live, which Aaron Carter used to go live very often, and his girlfriend Melanie texted him saying that he's going to die. This happened 3 days before he passed away, and she clearly knew that he was struggling.
But all I did was protect that girl. All I did. Oh, now she says, oh, I don't care anymore, blah, 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 blah. I'm not... Leave me alone, Melanie. God, dude, can't you take a hint? She just told me you're going to die. Wow.
Last time anyone saw Aaron alive was 2 a.m. Friday. We're told that Aaron's live-in housekeeper heard a knock at the door at 2 a.m. and answered. She says cops had come to do a welfare check. Our sources say that the housekeeper opened the door, and when Aaron heard what was going on, he told them to leave and ordered the housekeeper not to bother him. It does seem like there's something sketchy going on here because I found one TikTok, and this TikTok is supposedly the last video we've seen of Aaron alive, and listen to some of the things that he's sharing.
This is Aaron Carter. I want to verify that this is actually my GoFundMe page. There's been a lot of misdirection that I've had to do in order to protect myself from being the silence breaker for my brother who is a rapist. And now they're after my life. My whole family is after my life. And they're setting me up. And Sony Records owes me $3.5 million. And they don't want to pay me, and it would be in their better interest, just like Michael told me. And Brad Paisley, who sued Sony Records for $10 million. They owe me money, and they're trying to kill me off. And I'm begging you, and I'm pleading you, help me raise $100,000 as soon as I can, so I can move to an undisclosed location where I'm safe. My realtor won't sell my house. They're all involved in this, and they're trying to keep me there. They had cops come and check for a rope in my garage, saying I wanted to hang myself. So please trust what I'm saying, and please.
It all seems really bizarre because whoever his team is seems like it had been turning on him. Anyways, we're told that the housekeeper didn't see Aaron all day Friday. Then Saturday morning, she went to his bedroom to see if he wanted coffee. She heard his dog inside the bedroom going crazy, so she opened the door and found his body in the tub. Law enforcement believes that Aaron's body was in the tub for a long time because you could start to smell that he had passed away and the water turned an unnatural color. They didn't let a lot of people into the home, but the people who did see the bathtub claimed that the water was very yellow and the pumps, like the jets of the bathtub, were still running. So he was just in there like kind of like cooking in this water, and you know, water is like soluble, right? And it can break down things. So I wonder if he like decomposed faster because he was in that water setting. Talking about this just makes me feel really icky because it's so unfortunate. It could have been avoided. And I want to say that Aaron wasn't the best guy. We've seen him do some really questionable things to his girlfriend, to his family, say things on the internet, but still you cannot look at this entire story and not feel sad because a child star was struggling and never learned how to cope. We actually have some audio from the 911 call that I wanted to play for you guys, and we're told that the housekeeper was on the phone.
About Aaron, I was just calling to see if there's any way you guys could send an officer to go check in on him. The thing is, he's a very heavy drug user, and he's inhaling computer duster, and he was doing it all night.
Has Aaron made statements since you last spoke to him about potentially hurting himself or committing suicide or anything?
He hasn't made statements about hurting himself, but he's made statements about like hurting other people.
That sounds like a nightmare situation. I hope I'm never in the position to have to call the police after witnessing such a thing. But we actually still don't know how Aaron passed away. We have a pretty good idea, but there's going to be an entire investigation, which could take months until we figure out how he actually passed. Was it the drugs? Was it drowning? Was it a mix of both? Nonetheless, there has been a ton of support for Aaron Carter, and people are starting to look back and realize that he was asking for help. Hillary Duff and Aaron Carter collaborated in the past, and she wrote that you had a charm that was absolutely effervescent. Boy, did my teenage self love you deeply. Sending love to your family at this time. Rest easy. Oh my God, I want to start crying. I cannot. As you guys know, Aaron has a brother named Nick, and he's part of the Backstreet Boys, and they actually had a performance where they honored him, and you can see that he got very emotional on stage, and all of the members of the Backstreet Boys were there to support him.
And members of the Backstreet Boys rallied around Carter's brother Nick during that band's concert tonight in London. singer Kevin Richardson there in the band that was playing with heavy hearts as other members walked over from time to time to give Aaron's brother's older brother Nick and bandmate Nick a hug.
Aaron and his brother had a major falling out. It was so messy. I don't even really want to revisit it because it's just not the time. But I mean, even with their issues, there's no way that he doesn't feel sad. I also didn't realize that Aaron Carter has a twin sister named Angel. She wrote on her Instagram, "To my twin, I loved you beyond measure. You will be missed dearly. My funny, sweet Aaron, I have so many memories of you and I promise to cherish them." I really feel for their family right now. I feel like Aaron was really troubled and now he's at peace, and thank God for that. Unfortunately, it happened this way and his son is going to grow up without him. But I just really hope that he's like, you know, at peace and that he's not in this pain anymore, and he's not, you know, I mean, obviously he's not like using it or anything. So, it makes me really uncomfortable talking about these things. That's why I kind of waited like a little bit to make this video, but I wanted to talk about it because I think it's important to recognize that he was a child star forced to do this, and he wasn't set up with the proper tools to handle life after being a child star. And his mother should feel ashamed for that, but nonetheless, I'm sending them love and I don't want any bad juju out there. So I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you in a new video soon. Bye, guys.